physics in the final frontier, and how accurately they have been portrayed on board the starships of the United Federation of Planets. The writers of Star Trek have always done their best to be as scientifically accurate as possible in their show. Always using real-life science has been a number one for the writers, whether it be with astronomy, quantum mechanics, or even medical advancements. Star Trek has always done its best to stay within the realm of science fact, and if not, well supported science theory. Of course, we do still have a long way to go before we are capable of everything that we see in just an ordinary episode of Star Trek. Star Trek has even inspired new scientists to take incredible leaps of their own, because the young viewers of the original series would even later become the scientists that would discover how quantum mechanics works, and said quantum mechanics would later allow them to create things such as cell phones, tablets, or even laptops, all items that we consider part of our everyday lives. So, it is very much within the realm of our possibility that without Star Trek, they wouldn't have even existed, or at the very least, not in the same way that they do today. And of course, there are things such as artificial intelligence. Anyone who has seen even one episode of Star Trek The Next Generation would know about Lieutenant Commander Data and his positronic brain. While the idea of the positronic brain itself comes from fiction, quantum mechanics itself has allowed us to create things similar to it, and has allowed us to take bounds forward in the creation of an artificial intelligence. Possibly, that means one day we might be able to create an android such as Data. And of course, as the scientific community evolves, the gaming community will find a way to evolve with it. Holographic gaming, such as events that we see possibly playing out on the holodeck, could become the next stage in virtual reality, possibly allowing it to finally surpass regular console and even computer gaming. Of course, with those things, that also ends up with the evolution of weapons, and the possibility of laser-like weapons such as the phasers as seen in Star Trek could one day replace guns, such as guns have replaced bows and arrows in traditional combat. We already have lasers made out of highly intensified light beams that are powerful enough to vaporize small materials and even leave burn marks on sheets of metal. So, creating something like a Type 3 phaser rifle is likely only a matter of time and science. And of course, there are the things that we are still far ways away from creating, such as a warp drive or even a cloaking device like seen on the Klingon birds of prey. Of course, we are much closer on the cloaking device than you may expect. Scientists have found materials able to manipulate light to move around an object, effectively making it invisible, and even making it big enough in order to allow drivers of big rigs to see through the trailers they are carrying, thus eliminating many blind spots that they would face. While the warp core itself is much farther away, scientists have also been working on ways to possibly make it work in our world.